What is going on, my fellow shenanigans? Once again, back, it's Ajax with more Rattlecan shenanigans, and this video is actually a response video to James Tester over at Scale Model Experiment. Recently, James posted a video where he asked other builders to talk about their adventures in 3D printing, just to give their feedback, tell their stories, and just in general give an account of how they do what they do and the effect and impact that it has on their building and the hobby as a whole. Now, I've been dabbling with 3D printing for a little bit over a year now, and the machine that you see back in the background is an Anycubic Photon Mono X. It is the second machine that I've purchased. Initially, I got a entry-level Creality 3D printer, and I learned quite a bit over the last year or so. And while I won't bore you with the technical details, I will tell you that yeah, there is a substantial learning curve to this thing, and I'll also let you know that if you decide you want to, you can fall deep into the rabbit hole that is the wonderful world of 3D printing. So as you can see here in front of you, I've got these wheels. They are bare resin, and they are 3D printed, basically test prints, what I'll call like they're proofing prints that I do of the kits or the pieces that I want to print. And here you can see that, yeah, these are the rally wheels that I used on my USAC build, my 70 Plymouth GTX. I printed these as a test because I was trying to get the size right for how I wanted the car to stand. I wanted to get a specific stance, a specific rake, and I wanted a particular look. You can see these front wheels here are narrow, whereas the rear wheels are a very, very ridiculous deep dish that I intentionally, very much intentionally went with. Decided to stretch these tires in the slicing program that I had to make them about 25% bigger or so, wider, so that I had a nice wide, thick rear tire to sit underneath the vehicle. And then here I taped these up because I wasn't going to be using them, and I didn't want them floating around loose in the packaging. But because I changed the percentages of the rims, you can see there that the 3D print has the lug nuts there, and there of course is the cover that the hubcap that goes over the middle of the rally wheel. And so those are 3D printed, and I made sure to tape them together and label them for the front and the rear respectively. Now, if you'll give me just a moment, I will take these out of the way and I will show you some other stuff. This is a one of the few vats I have of 3D printed wheels. I actually have like two vats that I work with. One I call the raw batch. Those are the ones that, like you saw, the rally wheels were just in bare resin, and then these are the cooked. And part of the reason I call them cooked is because they're you know, you can see they're essentially finished here. Now with these, they may get use, they may not get use, they may get given away. But usually what I'll do is I will print a set of wheels, and then here I'll open them up and let you guys see them without the plastic. Again, this is something that I purchased on Cults 3D from Ryan Jones over at Z-Force Model Works. These rims, I saw them, and I have actually have a 65 Impala model kit, the Foose Impala, in fact, that I like, but unfortunately I found that the kit doesn't have a very solid representation of the wheels that are on the box art. I mean, yeah, they are stylized after the wheels on the box art, the ones that you get in the kit, but I found that they were just a bit too like big for the scale, and they really didn't match the look of the box art. You certainly couldn't get the stance of the box art given the way that the wheels were presented in the kit. And so when I saw these, looked at them, I thought, you know what, that is a close enough representation of those wheels that I think they might work. But you know, because I like I said, I was proofing these to see how they would print up and how they would look in their physical form. I just sprayed them with a bronze or a dark gold metallic, and figured that, you know, at the very least, they could either be a something that I gave away to a subscriber, or something that I used on a future build somewhere down the line. In here, yeah, I said that I had a ton, and just to let you see that, yeah, this is just chock full of various iterations of wheels. Have some for a future Mercedes build that are out here. I actually have a kit that I haven't shown, that I built a while back, but was testing various chrome spray paints and the like, and printed these, and you know, proofed them with that chrome spray paint. Pardon me. Ultimately, didn't like the look of these, but held on to them because you never know. Yeah, for these, got these Porsche rims that will eventually find their way onto a ridiculous RWB 911. I did really dig the chrome on these, and so I also dug the white lettering there on those as well. And so yeah, they're, you know, it's part of the way that I've learned to operate through trial and error over the years. It's typically it's two sets. You've got the raw set for proofing to see how they print up, and then you've got a cooked set that will be ready for prime time should they be needed. I just, again, wanted to see how these were going to turn out, how they would look with some color on them. So they got color, and off we go. But that's not the only thing that I've done with my 3D printer. Due to some size constraints with my old printer, I couldn't go with something super huge, but luckily I was able to find something that would fit the bill and that I'd be able to print out and build up quite easily given the dimensions I was working with. And that was a little K-Car drift truck from Black Box. This bad boy right here. And so yeah, we will give you a once around so you can take a look at it. This is, with the exception of just a couple of pieces, 3D printed. It was a fun adventure. I actually managed to get about 90% of this kit printed the first time out. There were a couple pieces that I needed to resize and reprint, as they didn't come out just quite right. But yeah, for the most part, once I dialed everything in and actually did things the way I was supposed to, this was a really fun exercise. I enjoyed it quite a bit. And as you can see, like, it looks the part. It looks the part. It's a fun little build. Great little experiment there. The kit was a full kit. I got like the wheels, tires, the chassis, roll cage, body, wing, mirrors, ground effects, and body kit were all included. The only parts of this kit that aren't 3D printed are, of course, the acetate sheet that I used for the windows, and then I was able to source some headlights from an old kit, part of some extra spare parts there, and yeah, just use those to fill in that grill. But you know, overall, like I said, a lot of fun and a really cool looking kit. I was really happy with it. So that's been my foray into 3D printing. If you guys want a ridiculous amount of wheels or are interested, then yeah, I'm probably somebody to talk to who can like walk you through the process for sure. One last thing I'll show you before I go, because we're over 10 minutes now, and I know that, you know, these things, when they run too long, don't get the views, but I kind of sort of saved the best for last. And the model in question is this 70s Ford car carrier. Yeah, it's a pretty big 3D kit. Now, what you're seeing here is a kit that's like actually multiple pieces. I had to print the frame underneath, the bed, the cab's interior, and there are a bunch of parts. Oh, I'm touching my hitting my printer there, but there are a bunch of parts that are not here and included for you know, because I just wanted to show you guys the exterior here. But because there's that Mustang build coming out, I was thinking, like, if I were to build a ridiculous Mustang, it would be nice to have an equally ridiculous hauler for it. And so, you know, like I said, this was something I was thinking about doing beforehand, and I was like, you know what, I could probably integrate this into, pardon me, I could probably integrate this into the Mustang group build. So it's certainly something that's on the horizon. Now, granted, this was not easy to print. I actually had to print that bed a couple of times, and even after printing it, it requires some significant cleanup, which I haven't finished all the way yet, as you can no doubt see. But I also managed to find, again, from Z-Force Model Works, some 70s Ford wheels that will fit just about perfectly up underneath this bad boy. So it felt like an inspired choice, an inspired purchase. So that's going to be my one of those things that creeps up on my bench here in the future. Anyhow, I've been rambling for a hot minute now, and I showed you guys wheels and kits and future developments, and I'm going to wrap this one up. But just so you guys know, if you watch all the way through to the end here, I want to thank you for making it this far. And if you've got any questions, feel free to leave me a note down there in the comments. I usually make my way through and read all the comments, and I will try and answer any questions that you guys have. If there are a bunch of like relevant and cool questions, I have no problem coming on and making another video and rambling for another 13 minutes for you guys. But yeah, thank you for watching, and thank you for checking all this stuff out. I appreciate it, and I will catch you guys in the next video.